Hey, Real Nerds. There's many ways to enjoy the Real Nerds podcast. You can listen to us on Stitcher, iTunes, and now Spotify and iHeartRadio. You can see what we're up to around town by following us at Real Nerds on Instagram. And if you want to send us your thoughts, you can email us at realnerds@gmail.com or call us at 720-6nerds5. Like us on Facebook at Real Nerds Podcast or tweet us at Real Nerds. And now on with the show.
Roll camera, action!
Well, a real nerd knows who shot, and a real nerd can follow the plot, and a real nerd can...
Doesn't talk through film. I'm sorry.
Take it outside.
Well, a real nerd knows who shot, and a real nerd can follow the plot, and a real nerd will give it all they got. Lights, camera, action! Real nerds.
Welcome to Real Nerds Podcast, your official podcast for the most important movie news or something. I'm Ryan, and I'm joined only by Brad today. Brad, how are you?
Are you okay? Like, you've been doing this intro forever, and that was kind of weak.
I know. I was trying to do something different, and I couldn't think of something. Do you ever do that where you have this like idea, and then you start going over in your head and like, oh, that's not good, and then it comes out anyways, and it's too late to take it back, and you're
all
like, fuck.
the time.
Yeah.
Feels like
I mean,
my default setting. It sounds really great in my head. Oh no, this is bad as I'm saying it.
Yeah. I mean, at least I didn't say anything like off color or something.
Yeah.
It's just me being stupid, so that's good.
Right. Let's workshop this. It's got to be Black Adam themed. So, what was a funny quip you said?
Welcome to Real Nerds Podcast, a lightning bolt of electricity in your podcasting world.
Sure. Yeah. I mean, you could use that for Shazam too. So we recycle
yeah.
that.
I mean, they're both powered by the same wizards. So, I mean, technically that works.
How about Welcome to Real Nerds Podcast, where we're just an average movie show podcast, and then you wait a minute, and then you say, that was sarcasm.
See, that's a nice poll. So every week on Real Nerds Podcast, we see a new movie and podcast our experience of the world. If you haven't guessed by our bumbling intro, this week we saw Black Adam. Stay tuned soon where we'll recommend the film or not, play the trailer, and then spoil the film. And we'll also touch on the big movie news of the week and recommend something or not, just talk about something we like. You know, it's what we do. We do movies.
That's all we do. We're old.
I know.
So.
And I'm going to call bullshit on how many horror films you've been watching.
Oh, here we go.
Because I don't know how you're seeing so many, unless they're on in the background and you're watching them. And for those listening at home, I did my fingers in air quotes because that was sarcasm.
Well, let me burst this little conspiracy theory you got going on because my advantage is that I am single and I don't have kids and I stay up late. So eat shit.
Damn it. I can't even poke holes in that.
Yep. Flawless. So, and you know what? I'm going to start watching all the Simpsons Treehouse of Horror episodes so you can't use those against me either.
Fuck.
Because I got Disney Plus.
Nice.
I can watch more than the actual DVDs that I own because of Disney Plus. So I'm going to watch 30 Treehouse Horrors just to really twist the knife into you.
Oh, 30. That's like, man, well, I mean, it's not going to be 30 minutes each one. It's still probably going to be like 13 hours.
Yeah. Well, I am well trained at staying up all night, if that's what it takes.
Nice. How did your screenings go for your film?
Pretty good. The EFP, people really seem to enjoy it. I got a lot of feedback after the screening during the networking session, so that was cool. There's like a horror collective in town. I guess they just meet and watch horror movies, and they're like, dude, we got to like collaborate on something. I was like, sure, no problem, let's do that. So
nice. And
also I was like, hey, I've got a podcast, so if you guys want to like amplify your club, let me know because we can do that.
Nice.
So, and then, just like a week ago, Ralph, who runs the Colorado Springs event, said like, "Oh, by the way, I forgot to tell you after the Short Circuit Fest that I programmed your your short for they do a 3 nights of horror screening. It's like in this art collective, so they have like a screening room, and they show feature like Hollywood movies, and then they pluck a couple local stuff to like intro it. So he picked Stalker to go ahead of American Psycho,
Oh,
which,
nice.
when you really think about it, is super appropriate. Um, and yeah, for some reason, the screening of the movie was the funniest screening I've ever seen of it. Like everyone was cracking up. Uh, it felt like I was watching the movie in a different way because I've probably seen it
Mm,
like 4 or 5 times
yeah.
ever now, and like it gets better each time. And then this one was just different because everyone was just laughing,
Hmm.
just because how absurd, I guess, uh, some of the dialogue is, and just how ridiculous Patrick Bateman's character really is. Like he's
Oh,
not,
yeah.
first couple times like the first time I watched it, I was like clueless as to like what is this? I don't understand it. And then third or fourth time, I'm like, oh, this guy's kind of twisted and threatening. And then the past 2 times have been kind of like, this guy's kind of a joke, you know? Um,
Yeah, it's definitely a film that has a lot of layers. Because the first time I saw it too, I wasn't that big of a fan, but then I sat down and watched it with our friend Brandon, and it made it more fun. Um,
yeah,
even the scene where I got to return some videotapes,
I
and
cannot watch the movie without thinking of Brandon anymore because of
I
that.
know, I know, I know.
And I
So
kind of want
it's
to start like getting out of situations in my real life by constantly using, I need to return some videotapes.
yeah, I think it'll work.
Yeah. So,
Right on. That's
hey, Brad,
awesome.
what time were you seeing the movie? Oh, I can't. I got to return some videotapes. Hey, Brad, can you
My
help me
friends
move?
are your friends.
I can't. I have to go return some videotapes.
Movie's great. I haven't seen it in a while. Maybe I'll watch it sometime this week.
Yeah, yeah. You need more films to add to
I
your
know.
list, or else you're gonna really blow it.
I know. I don't know if I can catch up to you already.
It's really helped because so I resubscribed to Peacock, and Peacock has like all these great 80s, 70s trauma movies, and yeah. So I just loaded it up, and I'm just picking them off one by one.
Nice.
Like Hulu Win was great, but they have a lot of like more modern stuff. But
Yeah, and I
Peacock,
don't like that Hulu puts commercials now in movies.
oh, I mean Peacock's
Sucks.
doing that too. It's because I'm on the cheapest tier. I'm sure if I
Well,
was
yeah.
paying premium, I wouldn't have to deal with it at all. But it's not
Well,
that bad.
I can't pay premium on Hulu and Peacock because I pay premium on HBO Max and Netflix, and those are $16 each.
Do what I'm doing. You keep like one active and sunset the other ones until you're all
Yeah,
caught up on what you want. And
I would do that, but my kid doesn't watch normal TV, so
oh,
he
I'm
always is
sorry. Is
streaming
he
something on.
the man of the house, or are you?
Well, there's times, Brad, when I don't want to deal with him, so I turn on, let him watch his, you know, Netflix shows and stuff.
So you're paying like $16 to $18 a month for a babysitter? Wow.
Yeah, totally. Isn't that what everybody does?
I don't know. I don't watch kids. Um, yeah, but yeah, it's just like Peacock has a really obscure stuff that I've always wanted to watch that, I mean, I would say I've always wanted to watch, but just like I was always curious about because
It's a way for you to watch him that doesn't require effort.
right. Like I always remember seeing the cover art at Hollywood Video being like someday, and then
Yes.
VHS tapes disappeared. A lot of those didn't make it to DVD, but here they are on Peacock.
Nice.
Yeah, I haven't touched my traditional playlist, which I might not at all, but if suddenly I see you catching up to me, I might pop in all 7 Saw movies and extend that lead.
Nice. Do it.
Get my Friday 13th on. That's like 13, 12, 12. Yeah, 12 movies.
12, yeah.
When's that 13th coming out?
I don't know. Hopefully soon. Like I said, I just call it the 13th. I don't want to call it Friday the 13th. You don't have to worry about paying uh, Victor Miller any rights. You just call it the 13th.
Yeah. I
Because
guess
you can have adult Jason. You just can't have Friday the 13th in the title. Everybody know what it is, you know.
you can have you can't have
Yeah, you can't have like like child Jason and the name Friday the 13th because he owns the rights to those.
right.
So I would just
But you get have Pamela Voorhees.
maybe not because I guess that'd be his creation too. Yeah, but I mean, does anyone even really care about anything else but adult Jason in a hockey mask? I don't.
Maybe they could even like refer to him as something like The Shape.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean,
Like, who is this guy? Like, it's been so long. There could be like a bunch of Gen Zers at a camp being like, they've never heard of the legend at all.
Yeah.
Like, who's the hockey mask dude?
Or you just take it back to the 80s. I think that would be fun too.
The 80s and 70s were really like the sweet spot for horror. Like, as I've been watching these old ones, like like the new ones are glossy and cool, but the 70s they just have that vibe, like this raw vibe.
Yeah. I don't disagree. I think
Even when they're totally stupid, like a lot of them
Yeah.
I've seen.
Oh yeah, I mean, I watched one this week called The Sentinel, and I got it a while ago because Scream Factory does their Shocktober sale, which, by the way, I ordered like 4 movies from them, and on like the 2nd of October, and they still haven't even processed my order.
Hmm.
I'm guessing because they got tons, but anyways, so I was reading they're doing this retrospective right now on their website uh, because it's their 10th anniversary, and like their head of acquisitions said that The Sentinel is one of his favorite horror movies. It's like, I got this a year ago. I guess I can watch it now. And it's not a great movie, but there is this 70s. I don't know if charm's the right word, but like how you were saying, it's inventive and I mean, there's people like Christopher Walken and a bunch of really famous people in it. Jeff Goldblum. And I mean, it has to be really early roles for both of them. Chris Sarandon. And it's just pretty cool. It's just a weird movie. But yeah, it had this weird vibe to it that, I don't know if horror movies now can do. And especially when you go back and watch the stuff from the late 1990s to the early 2000s, it's all about quick cuts and found footage and hard rock soundtracks.
Yeah, they're all just so pristine and glossy. It's just
Mm-hmm.
there's something about the old film grain and
Yeah.
sloppiness of those old movies that, yeah.
Yeah, I get it. Anyways, speaking of glossy movies, this week on Real Nerds Podcast, we went and saw Black Adam. Brad, do you recommend Black Adam?
It's fun, but overall I found it kind of hollow. It felt like a movie that's trying to make a problematic character likable. So it has its fun parts, but overall, I don't know. I couldn't tell you most of the characters' names other than their like secret, like their hero identities. So that should tell you how invested I was in those characters.
Actually, I had more fun in this movie than I thought I was going to have. It has a couple of things in it that I'll get into after we play the trailer that have been done in other films, superhero films. But
Yes.
but I mean, The Rock is really charismatic. He's really fun in it. Pierce Brosnan was really fun in it. and yeah, I mean, I just had fun with it. I thought it was a pretty fun movie. And I enjoyed it more than I thought I was, because even though I love The Rock, when I was watching the trailers, I go, man, I don't know, this movie, there's something about it that I wasn't really sold on, but I had fun, and I think people should see it. Here's a trailer for Black Adam.
Black Adam. What have your powers ever given to you? Nothing but heartache.
I was a slave until I died. Then I was reborn a god. My son sacrificed his life to save me. Now, I kneel before no one. In this world, there are heroes.
I feel the pain in my city wherever I go.
And there are villains. Heroes don't kill people. Well, I do.
My vision has shown me the future. You have two choices. You can be the destroyer of this world, or you can be its savior. That's up to you.
Behind you!
Did he just catch a rocket?
He got a rocket.
All black everything. You know my fresh coat.
Black Adam tells a story of Teth Adam, who was a slave in, is it Kandar? What's the name of the
Kahndaq?
Kahndaq? Okay, an ancient civilization that was harvesting vibranium. I mean,
No, you're right. Like, this movie feels like they put a post-it note on the board of all the successful things that is going on in comics, and then did their version of it. Like right out of the gate, the kid who hangs out with Black Adam is pretty much Shazam, like how Shazam works in the movie. So like, okay, Shazam worked, so let's pair up Black Adam with a kid who is really comic book savvy. Okay, cool, got that. Go on.
Yeah, so he is I do like the flashback of his it reveals that's actually his son, who is the true champion of the ancient city. And when he bestowed on his dad these powers of Black Adam, or Shazam, I guess. And his Teth Adam just went crazy and went after revenge. So he wasn't the real champion. I thought that was a cool little twist to it.
Which, if you watch Shazam, adds actually a little bit to like whoever Jaimin Hunsu's character is, like why he's trying so hard to find a worthy champion.
Yeah,
because obviously they're bad at selecting it, because they picked Black Adam there. But yeah.
But I mean, the action's cool. I did kind of enjoy a guy who is as powerful as Superman not giving a fuck, like literally throwing dudes and like dropping them and killing them on purpose,
like Homelander.
Yeah, and like I said, Dwayne Johnson's charisma really carries it. I think he's really fun in it, even though he's really dark and but he has a heart of gold. Um, and uh, I mean, I don't know enough about the Black Adam character to judge it one way or another, to tell you the truth. Um, it's always my biggest problem with DC characters is which one am I going to get? Like, which version of them am I going to get? And I don't know. So, I have no idea.
Yeah, I
But
don't know about Black Adam either. Like,
yeah, I mean, I know. I mean, I knew he was born a slave, and I mean, I know a little bit about him because I have the Justice games. But I mean, I do know that this story that they're telling is one of I want to say is a Jeff Johns story uh, that they adapted and or was the inspiration, I guess.
makes sense because he was running DC movies at the time.
Yeah,
They
I mean, I
greenlit
could be
this,
wrong
so
on that, but I'm pretty sure I'm not. But I could be. But yeah, I mean, I had fun with it. You know, they did the slow mo him fucking people up this time to Rolling Stones Paint It Black, which obviously was first shown in X-Men Days of Future Past with Quicksilver, and then the Flash does it, and now Black Adam does it too. But I guess really the first one was Spider-Man when Tobey Maguire is fighting Flash Thompson in the school, and Flash Thompson goes to punch him, and it's in really slow motion, but he's moving at normal speed. Now it's just amped up a little more.
well, yeah, the slow motion technology's changed a lot since 2002. Yeah,
Yeah.
so
But I mean, it's still fun. I like that. In a way, even though the Justice Society shows up to, basically stop Black Adam, they bring up a good point that where were they when this nameless group is invading their country and just stripping them of their resources?
yeah,
That I think that's an interesting thing, and um, Black Adam, tells them about it. Hey, you're the ones who are coming here and invading our country. I'm just here protecting it. And I thought that was an interesting look because I mean, who is really a hero? Um, yeah, I did like Dr. Fate in it. I thought was cool. Um, he had cool powers, but a thing that DC I think got wrong in their current movie slates and some of them is they put a lot of characters in them, but again, they don't earn what they have.
yeah,
Like Adam and Cyclone. I mean, what's their story? They just show up at a mansion and they have. I mean, a lot of people knocked Mortal Kombat for this, where Shang Tsung would say Melina, Cabal, but this movie literally did the same thing. Where, hi, I'm Cyclone. I can control the wind. Well, I'm Adam, and my uncle gave me the suit because I can change size. I mean, there's really no.
yeah. They explained their backstories for a couple seconds and then moved on.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
like I said at the beginning, like I can't tell you other than Ted, which is Dr. Fate's human first name. I don't know much about they told us those backstories for Cyclone and Atom Smasher, but I don't remember them because they're just the whole Justice Society, like they're just there. Like you don't learn much about them at all. Hawkman, I guess he's like Professor X. He has his own
Yeah.
school for gifted kids, and he has his own X-Jet, which the grounds that open up super overly complicated. Like
Yeah.
there's no reason to have that many moving parts to have the
And I
hangar
kept
open up.
thinking too, the space there, or the jet looked like just a giant penis. I'm like,
Yes, definitely penisy.
yeah. But
Um,
like I said, I still had fun in it. Like I thought it was a cool movie.
yeah.
Um,
And the other weird part was, in the trailer they say like, "Oh, my son sacrificed himself for me," and then you watch the whole movie and it feels like it plays out like, "Oh, the big reveal is that my son sacrificed himself for me." Like, well, we already knew that because of the trailer, so this isn't that big a deal. I was just kind of sitting there the whole time wondering, like, didn't the trailer say that his son is involved, but he's been Black Adam since the start of this movie. I don't understand. Oh,
Yeah.
okay, like surprise, surprise, but not a surprise because
Yeah. I mean, it was
yeah,
still fun though. Like I think the story is introducing someone as well as they could, because it seems, watching it and then with the, the tag scene and then all the stuff that's been released, it seems like they're just setting up a Black Adam versus Superman film,
yeah,
um, which is fine. I mean, I think Henry Cavill should have an opportunity to do another Superman movie,
for sure.
um, before he does another team up movie, because I
Yeah,
think he's earned it, because I still think Man of Steel is a good film, and I think he kind of got the short end of the stick, with Batman, Superman, and Justice League.
oh for
Um,
sure.
so
But it makes this movie, like I said, I feel hollow because it's just like okay, it just feels like an excuse to like we need Black Adam origin movie just to get everyone caught up, and then like everyone else gets, um, they're just there. It has no weight to it. Like I can't
yeah,
remember the names of the mom and the kid and or her brother. Like they're
it's
important characters that were
Amon and I don't know. I could be wrong on that too,
yeah.
because I think they said that's the kid's name, Amon. That sounds
I don't
right.
remember the villain's name. He's just a devil looking dude by the end. Um, yeah, the crown is like the MacGuffin thing. Um,
It's Adriana.
cool. All right.
You're thinking of Ishmael and Sabak.
Yeah,
Hey, I was right.
Sabak
It
was
was
a
Amon. I was right. Damn.
um, yeah. And I think the most emotional weight the movie had was when Hawkman and Dr. Fate,
Oh,
are
for sure.
talking back and forth about like, you can see my death. Tell me, can you tell me what's going to be? He's like, no, because you know, I'm like Doctor Strange. If I tell you, it's going to change everything and it won't come to pass. So I can't do it. But he was actually the whole time envisioning his own death. So like, ooh, cool twist.
Yeah, yeah, it was. And I do like that, if I tell you, then you won't let it happen, and that played out too, because he put that barrier to allow him to die fighting Sabak.
Yeah.
Um, and I think too, I think they're harder to remember because they're not as iconic as, the other, superheroes, and
But
villains. I
but
mean, you don't have to.
the movie should make them though. Like they spent so much time. Like it's a Black Adam movie, but I'm saying like uh other than his origin story, there's not much under the surface of Black Adam going on, but there
Mhm.
is with the Justice Society, or not the Justice Society, but just Ted and Hawkman or Dr. Fate and Hawkman. And I'm like, does this
Yeah,
movie
it's almost like
understand what it wants to be?
you want a team up movie with those two, you know?
Oh yeah, Dr. Fate and Hawkman, yeah.
Yeah. Because I think the guy who played, I thought Hawkman was an interesting character, just a little underdeveloped.
Underdeveloped, that's the word I'm trying to
I
use
mean,
for this whole
I mean,
thing.
I think the actor's really good,
Oh yeah, I
and
think everyone's good in what they do, but
it's just, yeah, they're underdeveloped, and there could be a longer cut of this movie. I don't know. Um,
yeah,
I mean,
maybe.
I do know the director said there is an R-rated cut, and they made him tone it down. So yeah, I mean, but again, it sounds like we're trashing it, but I actually had a lot of fun with it.
Oh no, I
Uh,
definitely I like everyone is charming and fun, and even though the plot and everything about it is pretty what you've seen before, kind of weak. And actually, like even the humor is kind of lame. Like the actual jokes aren't there. Like I said, there's the sarcasm. Like I think the only actual joke that like written joke is that they have an exchange about what sarcasm is.
yeah,
But everything else is like Hawkman looking at Adam Smasher being like, "You, me, later," like which isn't
yeah.
even really a joke; it's just a reaction.
I did like when they're looking for the kid and they're going through those those motorbikes, that were in the Avengers.
Yeah.
And, and when Dr. Fate says, "You killed that guy, didn't you?" Black Adam goes, and then the dude like smashes off screen. I think it's funny. Because it is interesting to have a character where he doesn't have, the moral barometer that a Batman or Superman has. It's just, I don't care. I'm stronger than everybody. You get in my way, I'll just kill you. Whatever. It's an interesting.
That's another anti-hero like Venom or the Punisher, I guess.
Yeah, but I think Black Adam's more interesting than Venom. I don't know.
He seemed pretty stoic to me. Like, I actually felt like The Rock was a little subdued because he couldn't be as funny as he usually is.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Because he's this guy out of time who's like, "Where am I now?"
But I think there is something to be said about your screen presence when you can't be, silly Dwayne Johnson. You got to be a little more, you're right, subdued.
Also, the other frustrating thing about the movie was that, so at one point he's like, "You know what? I realize what a danger I am. You should lock me away." So he surrenders himself. He gets locked away on, which Viola Davis, is she like the DC character in the most DC movies at this point?
Oh, she has to be, right?
Yeah, in everything, I feel like.
Yeah, well, she's the common thread throughout them.
Yeah, I mean, she's even appeared in the Peacemaker show. I don't remember her in Birds of Prey, but
no, she is, I think, right?
I don't remember, but she might be.
It gives me an excuse to watch it again because I do love that movie.
But yeah, so like they lock him away, and I was like, this seems weird because the runtime wise, this movie's almost over, so I don't know. He has to be coming back right away, and sure enough, I think like 5 minutes later, Dr. Fate gets him out again.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, it just felt like a waste of time to do that at all.
Yeah, I mean, my favorite part about it is Harcourt made an appearance.
Yeah.
And I go, "Oh, we're tying it together to Peacemaker."
So, but also based on the news today, maybe that's all like last minute additions based on the new leadership.
Yeah, so the big news story of the week broke this afternoon.
It's real news.
And that is that, and kind of a surprise move, James Gunn and Peter Safran are tapped to lead DC Films, which is now going to be called DC Studios. That replaces its old name of DC Films. I think I said that already. And, it's challenging, but I think they got the right guy in James Gunn. When I look at Safran's credentials, I mean, he worked on the Batman and things like that. So, I think if you get James Gunn's love for the characters, because even though the Suicide Squad bombed, it unfairly bombed because that movie's awesome. And
I mean, did it bomb or just not do gangbusters?
Well, I mean,
I think it did like 150 million total, but that's not a bomb. Like a bomb is like 40 million.
I think it is when it costs, $200 million. Let me look it up so we don't have to guess. But I like it because he's, an interesting. I mean, James Gunn makes James Gunn movies, but he also loves the characters. It made 55 million in the United States, 168 total. But I think what they really need is like Marvel, even though the secret to Marvel isn't, they have all these characters that eventually team up to do the Avengers. It's they tell the story first and then allow the Avenger stories to grow organically out of there. You know what I mean?
And also, like, James Gunn likes all the characters. Like, from the
Exactly.
heavy hitters down to the F listers. Like, he loves them all and will find a way to make them work.
Yeah, I mean, he literally had the Weasel in freaking his Suicide Squad,
Yeah.
and he made a really awesome show called Peacemaker about, a villain that no one gave a shit about until Suicide Squad and the TV show.
Yep. So whereas I think because, DC's intertwined with Warner Brothers, who just have a history of like focusing on, top tier stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's the stuff that's made them money. So, whereas, when Marvel started, they were like, well, we don't have our A-listers, so let's take our B-listers and elevate them. And, they did great things with that.
Yeah, because you're not tied to anything. People don't have expectations of it.
Yeah.
So when you take someone like Iron Man, I mean, people know who Iron Man is, but they don't know who Iron Man is. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So you can have a story where you get someone like Robert Downey Jr. to be, the man or the lead in it. And people don't remember back then he was trouble. Like, he went through a period where he wasn't getting work and it was a risk to hire him.
Yep.
And now, I mean, you can't even think of it without him. So they got to find something like that, and it can't be a controversial casting like they always do with Batman. I think Henry Cavill being Superman is going to help him. You have Dwayne Johnson in your fold. You have Robert Pattinson's Batman, who is good. So, you have the blocks here. Jason Momoa's Aquaman, Gal Gadot's Wonder Woman. You have the foundation. Now you got to build upon it. It felt like something like this might happen because they already renewed the Harley Quinn cartoon show. And they'll be in charge of the animation part, which I think I've always liked DC's animation. So I think that's the one thing they have over Marvel, because I mean, Marvel doesn't really do animation movies like DC does. Now I think they just got to figure out the rest of their movies besides, I guess the better way of describing it is that they got to be more consistent with their hits and movies that are good. Because they shuffle them so much. And even this year, they take Shazam out of Christmas, and it just gets to a point where you're going, okay, are they ever going to release Shazam?
Yeah. Is Shazam up against Quantumania now?
Yeah. Because I think Shazam is the middle or beginning of April, and I think Quantumania is February. So.
Oh, so I thought they're in the same month.
No. I think it's February. I don't know.
I know Quantumania is February, but yeah, which is Shazam up to now? March 17th.
Oh, yeah. So maybe pretty much.
Yeah.
So you just hope, because I think the first Shazam is really great. Batman was a great movie. And I trust James Gunn because his Guardians of the Galaxy are awesome, and the new Christmas special trailer was awesome. The premise of them getting Peter Quill, Kevin Bacon as a gift is awesome to me. So I think it's heading in the right direction, and I think having the people in charge that was a good move by them, and it's the first thing that Warner Brothers Discovery has done that I'm on board with, because they've just made mess out of everything.
Oh yeah,
because the Flash hasn't even been released yet, and I'm pretty sure that movie's been done for 2 years. So.
I know, right? God.
I mean, I won't be surprised in that movie if they recast Flash at the end of it.
I feel like you have to at this point, right?
Well, I think you have to, because that dude's a total asshole.
Yeah, I mean, apologies or not, like, yeah. It's hard to see him up there with the rest of the Justice League.
Yeah, and that's what I mean. There is something that is to be said when you play a superhero. You're not only the superhero, but you have to kind of embody them, correct?
Yeah.
You can't be a douche.
Like
because
that's gotta be a bummer for a kid to like find out, like, because they have a hard time distinguishing the actor from the character than we do.
Exactly. So you can't have him be around anymore. I don't think.
Yeah, it's a shame too because I thought he was great in the
I think
Justice
so
League.
too.
But yeah,
I think so too. Unless he can figure out how not to be that way, but I think that's too big of a risk. If I was in charge, I think it's way too big of a risk.
Yeah.
So you put out this movie and then you shoot a new ending without telling him because he's not going to be on any of the press tour. So I think you shoot an ending where he flashpoints himself into a new Flash.
Yep.
I mean, I would, like, if I was in charge of DC, that's what I would do in a heartbeat.
Do whatever gets me Michael Keaton Batman, and I'll be good.
I think he's gonna be dropped from the movie.
I think so too. Like, I
think they're gonna put Ben Affleck back there, and Ben Affleck's gonna do that Batman, and then I don't know when the next Robert Pattinson Batman movie's coming out. So,
with Michelle Pfeiffer back in like Ant-Man, because it seems like she has a huge role in the next one. Like, they should just do a Batman 89, 30 years later movie?
Yeah.
I'm
down.
People like us would, it might not do $1 billion, but I think it'd be fun for HBO Max or something.
Yeah, I like I've said before, Batman Returns is my favorite Tim Burton Batman, and it's still like my fifth favorite Batman movie. So
yeah. I know sometimes the studios are listening to this podcast for ideas, so.
Well, they have to, right?
Yeah.
If they want to make money. Fuck.
Can you imagine there's like some warehouse where there's just people listening on like nerd podcasts? Like,
I bet there is something to it that, I'm not saying ours, but where they see, who's saying who's talking about our movie and what are they saying about it? I'm sure there's some marketing guy who's doing it.
I think that's mostly through social media hashtags. That's where they get that information. But me picturing like a person who has to come in at 9:00 and sit down and listen to Real Nerds podcast and like take notes. But apparently they want a Michael Keaton, Michelle Pfeiffer Batman 89 movie. So maybe we put that on the.
You struck oil.
Yeah. Wait, is that the Real Nerds podcast? Because they've had some great ideas before. We've done them, and they've made us a lot of money.
I'm just saying.
So yeah, green light it right now.
Yeah, fuckers.
And yeah, then they clock out at 5, go home, go back to their real lives.
And then over dinner, over meatloaf and green beans, and they'll say, and then I listen to the Real Nerds podcast, and his wife says, if you bring up Real Nerds podcast one more time, you can podcast your ass into divorce court, whatever that is. I don't know.
And then, it goes back to work, and they're a little sluggish, so their supervisor comes in like, look, if you don't get on this, I'm going to replace you with an algorithm, all right? Because we can do that. It would be a lot easier, but, you should be thanking us for this job.
We got a lot of people out there that would die or kill to listen to Real Nerds podcast talk about DC films. Okay? So you got to decide, are you with us or are you against us?
So you power through those horse fucking comments. You quit complaining, or you're out of here. It's not so bad these days, but in the beginning, those are some long episodes.
Now they're good until next week when they do Filmsplosion 2012, and then fuck them. Hey, here's the one thing you recommend, or maybe don't recommend, but you think people should check out because it's weird or fucked up, or we want to talk about it.
So, this is the stuff we've been watching.
I still got to think of like a clever name for this fucking segment.
Yeah, you do.
I don't know what I can call it. You're better at coming up with names, so you come up with something, asshole.
Okay. Why don't you give me something to focus on? Because you're rambling off a bunch of different things you've tried to accomplish with this segment, and so let's just narrow it down.
We'll just call it wild card because it's whatever I want it to be.
Ryan's wild card.
I don't know.
Okay. By the way, did you see I put your Rod Stewart section up on the website?
No, you didn't say anything to me, so I mean, I don't know. I don't know. How do
No.
I know?
Sorry, it's there now, and I called it something that I think you'll like.
Nice, thanks. Okay. Yeah, give me some things.
Okay. Frankenhooker, Nightmare Weekend, Dawn of the Dead, Saturday the 14th, The Wolfman, Prom Night 2, The Evil, Night of the Demons, Prince of Darkness, Graduation Day, The Funhouse, Black Roses, The Company of Wolves, The House on Tombstone Hill, or in some places, Dead Dudes in the House.
What the fuck is Frankenhooker?
What? You haven't heard Frank? Oh man. It's a trauma movie where some dude who gathers a bunch of parts of Radio Shack, I think. His girlfriend gets slayed by a lawnmower, and he puts her back together with hooker parts. So it's like Frankenstein. So he goes around town murdering hookers and then taking his favorite parts of them and then reassembling them as his deceased girlfriend.
Okay.
Yeah. And yeah, it's not great. But I think it's like stupid and silly on purpose. And there's like a ton of nudity, so I think you'll enjoy that.
Well, yeah, I mean, the nudity has to, I mean, this show has to be somewhat,
Yeah, it's a trauma release, so I think
is it?
that explains a lot. It's a schlocky, and the effects are kind of all over the place. Like there's some really great stuff, and there's just like I forget what it was, but there's one that's like you didn't even try on that one. Like, there's some like fake body parts that might as well just be costume shop plastic pressing. I don't know. Actually, you know what? I think I will talk about Triangle of Sadness.
Okay.
Oh no, or should I talk about Miracle Valley? All right, Triangle of Sadness was a lot of fun. But yeah, it's an artsy film about how awful and stupid rich people are and how ridiculous they are, which I think the trailer explains.
It does.
But yeah,
I think the trailer kind of gives away too much of it.
Yeah, nothing really was surprising about it. Just kind of played out like you expected for the trailer. You know, a lot of the humor is just in these situations of people just being rich and how absurd their expectations are. And then by the end, it kind of boils down to like, hey, if the world ended, nothing really matters except for like, the only people who are powerful are the people who can accomplish things. So like by the end of the movie, after the ship is wrecked, basically, the people who are the wait staff on the ship are the people with the skills to survive on the island. So they basically become the people in charge, and then all the rich people who have no skills are basically slaves to them. So yeah, and so then they're like there are new power structures that emerge, where the person who can catch the food can ask people to do things that they want, and then it puts a rift between like other people who were once in charge of them. Yeah, so it's interesting. And then eventually that power structure gets upended when they get rescued. So the people the people that used to be beholden to are now in charge of them again. And like, what do they want to do to keep that power? So yeah, it's pretty fun. And then Miracle Valley is, I guess, the directorial debut of Greg Sestero from The Room.
Okay. Oh, the Room guy.
Well, the mark for The Room guy, not Tommy Wiseau.
Yeah, I know. Like he's the friend.
Yeah, the friend. So I guess he made a horror movie called Miracle Valley, where a guy and his girlfriend are on a trip, like a relaxing vacation, because I don't know, she's going through something. Um, and he's kind of a dick who's planning on dumping her anyway. But he's like she recently had a death in the family, so he's just sticking it out. And so he's like, "Oh, I'll make her feel better by taking her on this trip to this exclusive place in I don't know the Southwest. Not sure exactly where, but it's Miracle Valley. And there's a group of psychopaths that are like roaming the streets, abducting people. Yeah, abducting people, and then eventually drawing their blood to make like a super blood that cures all diseases.
Hmm?
And so as they're driving to Miracle Valley Retreat or whatever, there's like a road rage incident. And so that, it puts a spotlight on them. So this gang or whatever starts following them and then weirdly befriending them and then inviting them to this religious event that's kind of like a recruitment thing. And his girlfriend is like, I want to go to that. And all this other stuff is dumb. And I don't want to hang out with your friends. And he's like, okay, I'll take you to the event. And then she basically gets brainwashed into doing whatever they say. And him and his friends get attacked and eventually murdered by this cult. And it's just awful.
It doesn't sound good.
The acting, it had to be on purpose how bad the acting was. Just given that, where like if I was making the movie, I was like, oh, I'm known from this other bad acting movie. I kind of feel like I have to appeal to the fan base by also making this
Yeah, you're saying
a bad acting movie, but it didn't feel like initially it felt like an earnest attempt at just making a good movie that was not great. Yeah, and there's like this biker villain guy that just is all over the map. He's kind of like the mom from the Terrifier 2, but like it's a raged out dude. Yeah, eventually the girlfriend realizes she made a mistake and there's no sense of space. Like people just jump from scene to scene and like travel from scene to scene. Like there's one point where the girl's in the lab, like doing research and finding out she made the mistake, and then it cuts to another scene with Greg doing something, trying to thwart their plan. Then it cuts back to her and she's already like tied up in the silo. I'm like, how much time has passed? When they abducted her and put her in a silo. And then there's like another girl who was abducted at the beginning of the movie who's found, and she becomes kind of the hero by the end. And Greg dies, and you're just like, cool. Like the two girls survived, and like this was their movie. I didn't get that. Yeah, it's literally at the end of the movie. It was in theater 8, so there's 5 rows, and it was me in the 3rd row and like a couple people in the 4th one. And the movie ended, and the one dude stood up and said like, "That was awful," and walked out. Or no, that was terrible. I got a little chuckle of that. I thought it was just me. I thought everyone was having fun. But yeah,
it's
he's
like
like,
that old Patton Oswalt bit where
yeah,
Jerry Maguire with his brother. We live in a cynical world. Fuck you.
yeah, yep, kind of like that. Yeah. So, yeah, what's the one thing you recommend?
So there was a new Mortal Kombat animated film that came out.
What?
Yeah, called Snowblind. And
So it's a Sub-Zero movie,
so yeah, Sub-Zero is in it, and
but he's not the main character.
He's one of them, but the actual it revolves around. It's actually, I saw a trailer for it, and I wasn't that excited for it because the antagonist is Kano, and he's one of my least favorite characters for some reason in the games. But I really like him in the movies. I think in the new movie he's
the breakout star in the new one.
Yeah, even in the old one where he goes, if this Sun guy's so great, why is Scotty such a crummy looking boat? I don't know. I like him in like the films. And it was an interesting premise where they didn't explain it, but he's now called King Kano, and it deals with a lot of I don't want to say forgotten characters, but characters no one cares about really, like Cobra and Kira and Havoc and a bunch of literally D-list Mortal Kombat characters. And I said, I mean, obviously I'm going to get it because I'm a completist and, I'll give it the benefit of the doubt. And it's actually pretty cool. It's kind of a Mad Max style, where everything's part of this thing called the Wastelands, and Kano is the head, like, tribe guy.
Well, Kano is Australian, so.
Yeah, exactly. So they go around from town to town, sapping up the resources and killing anybody that like stands in their way. And it's actually, and Sub-Zero has given up fighting, and he's a farmer now, but he, once Kenshi loses his eyesight, he trains Kenshi to fight, and then there's this really epic showdown at the end. And I don't want to spoil the ending, but they actually did something pretty cool with it plays heavily into what happens in Mortal Kombat 11. And I mean, I guess I don't know. It's hard for me to explain why it makes it even cooler, and how it goes. But there's an element to it which I think they can actually build on for future movies, where it's not necessarily canon, but it just, builds on it, if that makes any sense. Where they're not tied to the lore of Mortal Kombat. They just take the characters and put them in a new situation.
Like there should be their own Mortal Kombat Elseworlds.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And I mean, I already know the next one that's coming out is called Cage Match, that features Johnny Cage. So I'm not sure what that one will be about, but this one was a lot better than I thought it was going to be. And the commentary on it's really great. So yeah, it's called Snowblind, and
it features Sub-Zero and Kenshi.
Yeah, Sub-Zero, Kenshi, and Kano is really who it features, yeah.
But it's called Snowblind because there's something about Sub-Zero and Kenshi that makes sense, I guess, if you watch it.
Yeah, well, Sub-Zero is obviously controls the cold, and Kenshi is a blind swordsman.
Yeah. It's Snowblind.
Yeah, so it's a fun one. I mean, if you like Mortal Kombat, I'd check it out. It's hard to get into if you don't know a little bit about Mortal Kombat, but it's still fun. Cabal's like the main henchman too. So, like I said, it's kind of cool seeing characters maybe not given their due kind of have a little movie to showcase in. So yeah, that's what I recommend.
Yeah, I've seen enough of that Liu Kang guy.
Yeah, I mean, I do know they killed Liu Kang in Mortal Kombat 5 for that reason. Like, he wins all the time. Let's kill him and go a different way. Which doesn't matter because in Mortal Kombat 9 they reset the whole timeline. So whatever. But it's still fun. Next week on Real Nerds Podcast, we're doing Film Explosion 2012. And I'm guessing by the way you're putting this out, this won't be out by the time we record. So it'll do no one any good to listen to this and hear if they should send in their list. So
just to rely on those social medias, I guess.
Yep. So yeah, send them to us. And yeah, until next time, I'll see you at the movies. Bye.
Well, a real nerd knows who shot. A real nerd can follow the plot. And a real nerd will give it all they got. Lights, camera, action. Real nerds.
Thanks for listening to Real Nerds Podcast, a Nebulous Visions production. Stream or download episodes, read articles at realnerdspodcast.com. Stream us on Apple, or Google Podcasts, Stitcher, Spotify, or iHeartRadio. Follow us on Facebook, Real Nerds Podcast, Twitter and Instagram @Real Nerds. Watch us on YouTube, Real Nerds Podcast. Email us at realnerds@gmail.com. Call us at 720-6nerds5. Thank you to Sparks Mandrill, Mike at Plan 9 Studios, and Bolognium for all of our groovy theme songs. And that's how you fucking do it.